Well, welcome on in, everybody. Hope you are having a fantastic evening and or night. And I know we got people tuning in from different time zones, as well as we got quite a few international players donning this Amarillo Wranglers roster here. Quite a few Swedes, quite a few Ukrainians, Russians, Latvians, everything in between. And we're going to take a moment during this pregame. We actually got a couple Amarillo Wranglers who are unfortunately not playing tonight due to suspension, but they're going to join us in the booth here. We'll see who wants to go first. Yeah, we'll get our first guest on the air here tonight. If you want to join me in the booth, and you can introduce yourself and let everybody at home know who you are, all that good jazz about you. I highly suggest just doing one ear so you can at least hear me a little bit.
Okay.
So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, who you are?
I'm Danilo Dolan, player for Amarillo Wranglers.
So far this season playing here for the Wranglers, what has it been like for you? You're one of the new kids on the block here in Amarillo. Really kind of take us through what it's been like since you got here.
I would say, like, first of all, the group is insane. We have a really nice group of guys this year. From what I've heard and from what I've seen, I like the atmosphere. I like the coaching stuff, everyone around. Everyone really wants to go for the win. Everyone wants to work hard. It's been great. So far, it's great.
Now, kind of take us through, we got a new coaching staff here in Amarillo this season as well. Head coach Michael Hill, assistant coach Lucas Stern. What's it like, Ben, playing for them?
Like, it's really, really, really nice because the coaches really care about us. They try to make everything the best in their hands for us. So the preparation is insane. Like, they make sure that we're ready to go every single game. They try to make that the atmosphere is nice, everything is set, everything is right, everyone is ready to go. So yeah, they're doing a really good job, from my opinion.
So, gone through 11 games so far this season. We're currently really kind of seeing this tight-knit pack between second and seventh, where we're currently sitting. It's like a point differential for you guys as the players. You know, obviously, like, you know, the media people, all that, everybody, you know, fans that look at standings. How much does that play a factor into you guys? Like, do you guys really even care about that at the end of the day? Like, where you're at, like, only like a month or two in?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. I would say not really, but maybe yes. For me personally, no, but for some, maybe yes.
Gotcha. So for you personally, well, it's kind of two-sided question. For you personally, what are your goals this season being here, and then what is your goal for the team? We'll start with you personally. What is a goal you have for yourself by the end of the season? You're thinking, this is a goal I really want to hit.
So first of all, I want to point out I'm a 20-year-old, so I'm honestly here to win as many games as possible, go for the playoffs, and if we're good enough, which I think we are, and we have a good guys, like good skill set, good guys for the playoffs run, I hope we can go for the cup. I believe that our coaching staff is doing a really good job, and I think that our leadership group, our captains, our assistants, everyone is willing to do everything to get to the playoffs and go for the cup.
Perfect. And then last question for you here. This is a question that I like to ask all the new people, whether it's staff or players that have been in Amarillo for just a little bit of time, because obviously, you know, I'm sure guys like Jacob Miller and Dana Rosego have been here previous seasons. They'll give you their own answer. So you've been here for a couple months now. Kind of take us through what it's like being in Amarillo. What's kind of the atmosphere, and what have you loved about it so far?
So I would say I'm like stay-at-home guy, so I don't really go out like in city and like with the guys for like lunches and stuff. But from what I see, guys are really tight together, so they're playing golf, they're having some lunches, they're going out for like restaurants and like quick meals after practices. But for me personally, like, I like what we do. So we have a lot of ices, we have a lot of off ices. Everyone is trying to recover afterwards, so we go to the gym to like recovery room, whatever we have, and everyone is like trying to lock in. So we make sure that we're ready every single practice, every single game. And if it's like more about the city is low key great. Like, I'm just enjoying my time. It's really peaceful and quiet here. So I think it's a good spot to become better and trying to do something with your hockey career if you're new or you're a young guy.
And then I did kind of lie. I said last question. I do have one more for
Okay,
you here,
sure.
actually. Is there, and it's not really a question. So obviously, being an international player on this team, you're away from your family, you're away from friends back home.
Right.
Is there anything you want to say to your family and friends back home? Because I mean, they obviously it's got to be really difficult being away from family, and same for them. They probably miss you tremendously.
Yeah, so I would say I haven't been home for like over 6 years now, and I haven't seen anyone for about 8 or 9 months now. Like my parents, especially like my mom and my siblings, I've seen them recently, but my dad, I haven't seen him in over 3 years now. I would just say that like I miss them a lot, and I wish they would have an opportunity to come here and check out the games and see how everything is here. Because sometimes I see someone's parents in the stands and I'm like, yeah, I wish you guys could have been here. Same goes to my friends. A lot of my friends are also international, and I just wish they could have seen this in person.
Yeah, I mean, it would be obviously great to have them come out here and hang out with you for a week or two, and that would be a
Sure.
really awesome experience. But, well, Dolan, we're going to leave it there. I know you want to hang out with some of the guys, watch the home opener here. And, I mean, obviously, it kind of stings a little bit being suspended and not being able to play tonight for the home opener. But
Yeah, I was super hyped for the home
so,
opener.
but see, that's the thing, though, is how excited are you for your first home game? I know it's not going to be on the home opener, but when you are able to hit the ice with the guys this weekend.
I'm excited for my teammates. Like, we're here to support them because in the end of the day, you always have guys from your team watching you in the stands, and they're super cheerish and supporting you, supporting us, always like around us and trying to make sure that we're ready to go for each period. So this is my time now, my turn to make sure that the guys know we're supporting them as much as possible, and we're just looking forward to win this game, win the next game, and get all the 6 points.
Yeah. Well, Dolan, appreciate you joining us up
Thank
here.
you so much.
And then we'll have more guys from the Amarillo Wranglers throughout the course of tonight as well, joining us in the booth, just kind of having a conversation with them throughout the night as well. So, Wranglers Nation, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups for both the Odessa Jackalopes and your Amarillo Wranglers. Home opener here tonight, live from the Budweiser Bullpen Amarillo Civic Center. Hope everyone's been having a good night so far and a good day, and we're just really excited to get going here. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. Well, welcome on back, everybody. Director of Media and Broadcasting for the Amarillo Wranglers, Daniel Wheaton in here, getting ready to take you through this home opener between your Amarillo Wranglers and the Odessa Jackalopes. It's going to be a free-game series, Friday, Saturday. Start time of those two games, 7:14 p.m., and then that Sunday game, start time of 6 p.m. as well. Well, let's take a look at the teams and kind of how this season's gone for both teams respectively so far. These are two teams that currently are sitting pretty close to each other in the standings right now, and it's early into the season, but for both these teams, they're looking to get a win under their pockets here over these free games, because 6 points is going to go a long way if somebody's able to claim all 6 points. And Odessa fans, I'm sorry to say, but as somebody employed by the Amarillo Wranglers, it's hopefully us. But I do wish the Jackalopes all the best this season and tonight as well, even though, you know, obviously I'm wanting things to go our way. But in the game of hockey, you never know what's going to happen, because last weekend, as you saw, on that Saturday game against the Oklahoma Warriors, the Amarillo Wranglers had quite a few guys get suspended, and we had a total of 175 penalty minutes. So we went from being the least penalized South Division team to probably one of the most. In fact, actually, let's look. We're actually somehow not the most. We're actually the third most penalized team in the South Division. So taking a look at the standings in the South, the Lone Star Brahmas have a pretty commanding point lead. They've got 22 points in 13 games played. New Mexico I suppose have 2 games in hand on them. They're sitting at 15 points. And like we talked about, it's kind of this trickle down from second all the way down to 8th. And right now, New Mexico I suppose 11 games played, 15 points, and you go all the way down to 7th, where you currently have actually a freeway tie for 5th. The El Paso Rhinos, the Amarillo Wranglers, and the Odessa Jackalopes all sitting at 11 points. The Jackalopes only have 9 games played, whereas the Rhinos and the Wranglers with 11 games played. So really, for the Odessa Jackalopes, a couple points here or there this weekend, they could see themselves leapfrog up towards the top echelon of that South Division standing. But really, so far, it's just kind of Lone Star out early here. But you look at that Lone Star Brahmas team, they got a lot of returners. They got a coaching staff that they've had their system implemented for quite some time now. Last season, they ended up making it to the Robertson Cup Finals against the Bismarck Bobcats. Bismarck ended up winning that one. And so obviously for Coach Dan Wildfong and company, they're looking to go back and try and claim another cup for themselves after falling just short last season. Well, taking a look at the Odessa Jackalopes, really both these teams kind of looking for a little bit of an offensive spark, and it's not always easy at the beginning of the season to generate that offensive spark, especially if you've got a lineup of new kids on the block, and it kind of takes a little bit of time for some teams to get going if they don't have a plethora of returners like some other teams might. So really for both these teams, this is kind of that weekend where they're going to be looking to get things going offensively. Last weekend for the Odessa Jackalopes, they actually took on the Lone Star Brahmas. Speaking of the Brahmas, the Jackalopes ended up getting a point on that Saturday game against the Brahmas. And so they're obviously going to be looking for a little bit more here this weekend. But like we mentioned, it's all Wranglers here. And so we're going to be hoping for free wins in free games this weekend. But looking at the goals for, these are the two teams with the least amount of goals for so far this season in this division. And here out on the ice come the Odessa Jackalopes. So we'll take a quick minute to get into those starting lineups. And Odessa Jackalopes fans, we appreciate you tuning into the broadcast here this weekend. So on the left wing, it's going to be Caden Giosi in center, Jeremy Jacobs, and on the right wing, Nicholas Arrington. Defenseman starting for the Jackalopes is Henry Fortin and Austin Richards. In net tonight for the Jackalopes, it's going to be Colin Davis. The Odessa Jackalopes are coached by head coach and general manager Scott Durr, assistant coach Marquise Cotton, and goalie coach Colin Grubb. Remaining lines for the Jackalopes for the forwards, Alex Thomas on the left, Michael Zayak in center, Brandon Catalano on right wing. Next line of forwards for the Jackalopes, Adam Matar, Nicholas Purcelli, and Meckler Loveland on the right wing. Final line of forwards for the Jackalopes is going to be Gabe Prankratz, Luke McPherson, and Daniel Kusowiecki. And I do apologize ahead of time if I'm getting any of these wrong. I will be double checking after tonight's game here to make sure we have the correct official pronunciation of these Odessa Jackalopes here for the rest of these games. Shea Berry and Hunter Toms, another defensive pairing. Then Jack Esperance paired up with Jake Gregory, and an extra forward slash defenseman being dressed in Daniel Viavinen. And now, folks, it's time for the first time all season at home, your Amarillo Wranglers starting lineups. On the left wing, it's number 44, Gunnar Vick, the hometown kid from Amarillo, Texas. In center, it's Ty Azadi, the Long Beach, California native. And on the right wing, it's Jake Bullinger out of Barry, I believe that is Virginia. And then defensive pairings, number 27, Crew Smith, hailing from Brighton, Michigan. He's joined on that defensive unit by number 6, Landon Poe from White Lake, Michigan. In between the pipes, from Superior, Wisconsin, number 33, Trenton Peterson. Remaining forward lines of Dominic Damakievs on the left, Alphonse Gentler in center, Jake Fortin on the right, William Larson on the left, Jacob Miller, your captain, in center, Caden Haggerty on the right, Kalen Cross on the left, Alexander Askin in center, and Ethan Ogle on the right. Defensive pairings of Lucas Schaefer, Tiernan O'Rourke, Hayden Hedquist, Tavon McCorrister, and an extra defenseman being dressed tonight in Oski Koval. Your Amarillo Wranglers are coached by head coach Michael Hill and assistant coach Lucas Stern. And here come your Wranglers out onto the ice for the first time at home this season. Well, head coach Michael Hill, who's normally on the bench, unavailable to be on the bench here tonight, as he's currently serving a one-game suspension following that series in OKC. So, we'll have Lucas Stern joined by Austin Sutter on the bench here tonight. folks, as we take the red carpet away, as we get set for a home opener here, live from the Budweiser Bullpen, Amarillo Civic Center. Your Amarillo Wranglers hosting the Odessa Jackalopes. 3 games this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, for a chance at the end of the season to hoist the Austin Hose West Texas Rivalry Series Cup. Well, and the West Texas Wranglers NA Free HL team out in support of the Amarillo Wranglers here tonight. And we saw 2 weekends ago the NAHL boys, the Amarillo Wranglers, were out supporting the West Texas NA Free HL team. So here we go, folks. Wrangler Nation, we've waited 11 games and many months for hockey to return back to Amarillo. Ty Azadi will float into center ice as he will be at the center to get this kick started. Across from him is Jeremy Jacobs. Here we go. Home sweet home, Amarillo. Let's get this going after Jake Bullinger is told to quit whacking away at the stick there of the Odessa Jackalopes. And we are underway. Jackalopes gonna kickstart this one from their own zone. And they'll get a zone entry and a shot just sent wide there from Giosi. And now man down in the corner, a big hit there from Smith. Smith getting a scrum going in the corner. Jackalopes trying to send this one back to their man at the blue line. Smith tying his man up in the corner. Another little bit of a scrum forming here. Landon Poe trying to cut this one out of that scrum. Well, this scrum's going absolutely nowhere. Jackalopes, they're gonna get a change of their own now. And now, Bollinger frees it up, and Vic looking for a pass to Zadi. Bollinger gonna send this one, try to send it up and out, and Bollinger with a nice hit there. Peterson out of his net, leaves it off for Poe. Poe, a little bit of give and go between the 2 defensemen. Now Poe looking for a pass, center ice, scooped up, Azadi into the corner. Azadi losing the puck. Wranglers looking to retreat defensively, and a good stick in there. Now, Wranglers gonna reset. Haggerty finding O'Rourke. O'Rourke banks it off the backboards. Davis leaves it off for his defenseman. Puck kept in at the blue line. Shoveled in down low, just a little bit wide of the net. A bouncing puck tapped down by the Jackalopes. Everybody's lost it. A nice hit there from Captain Jacob Miller. Sends it back into the zone. Davis out of his net. Looking for a feed up and out of the zone. Damakiev's keeping it in the zone. Haggerty gonna toss it back into the zone behind the net of Davis before going for that line change. We got a loose bucket in the corner. Peterson's gonna leave that one off. Now a feed into the zone. Fortin in pursuit of the puck in the corner. Fighting for it. Help arriving. Jandler with a big hit behind the net of Davis. A big wake-up call there from Alphonse Gentler. Damakiev's trying to keep this one in the zone. Tossed back in by Hedquist. Hedquist going for a change. Wranglers going to leave Fortin out on the ice. Line of Fortin back out there. Peterson out of his net. Looking for a feed. Azadi had it for a second. Smith battling for this puck behind the net there. Now Odessa looking for a shot. Saved by Peterson. Kick behind the net. Looking for a short angle shot and held on to by Trenton Peterson. Well, this one's been lively so far. The Wranglers with a couple big hits in the offensive zone. Jackalopes with a shot attempt there, trying to sneak one past Trenton Peterson. Peterson able to hang on to this one. We've got a defensive zone draw here for the Wranglers. Tad Zadi will be on the draw. Nicholas Piriselli across from him. Well, looks like they're going to ask Piriselli to leave the face-off circle here. Banked up on the glass. Ishbrance was looking for a man down in the slot. Had nobody. Gunnar Vick going to toss this one into the offensive zone. Pursue this one. Davis trying to send it up and out. O'Rourke keeps it and looking for a shot. Blocked in traffic. And they were looking for a reload to Bollinger or Zadi. This puck's going to trickle on back into the Wrangler zone now. O'Rourke Excuse me, that's Schaefer. Schaefer dumping this one all the way into the Odessa zone now. Jackalopes looking to catch the Wranglers out on a line change. Haggerty from the bench to the loose puck in his own zone. Haggerty behind the net, staying with it. Haggerty weaving his way through a loose puck in the neutral zone. Now claimed by the Jackalopes. Jacobs looking for a shot onto Peterson and held on to by Peterson. We'll get a defensive zone face-off in just a second here inside the Wranglers zone. Wranglers going to go for a quick change. The line of Jacob Miller out there now. He's joined by William Larson and Caden Haggerty. It'll be Jacobs for the Jackalopes on the draw here inside the Wranglers zone. Miller winning this one. Tied up, tossed back behind the net of Peterson. Loose puck floating. Odessa looking for a pass, cut out. They were looking for Arrington. Haggerty with a feed. Now a feed. Haggerty just a little bit past his stick, but he's going to scoop up this loose puck now. Looking for a feed down low behind the net. Jackalopes going to cut this one out. Fortin finding his man on the blue line. But Cruz Smith and the Wranglers able to reset, delayed offsides, as the Jackalopes are just going to leave the zone here. Wranglers tossing this one in. They're going to go for a quick change. A work out onto the ice now. Damikiev's trying to get a piece of this puck. Jackalopes turning on the face-off circle. They're met by two. Damikiev's to the loose puck. He's going to chip this one, try and get past his man there. Puck freed over to Toms. Toms going to send this one up ice. Jackalopes into the zone. Wranglers looking to reset. They're going to clear their zone now. Barry with it. Wraps it around the boards. Schaefer trying to beat his man to the puck in the corner. A bouncing puck. O'Rourke to it. O'Rourke finds the feed to Damikiev's. A loose puck scooped up by Gentler in his own zone. Gentler, nifty footwork there. Gentler, a little bit of give and go with Damikiev's. Puck into the corner. Davis out of his net. Sends it around the boards. Puck going to go all the way back down into the Wrangler zone. Icing waved away. McCorster scoops up the puck. Waits behind the net of Peterson. Wranglers cough up this puck in their own zone. Jackalopes looking for something offensively here. They're trying to send it back to the blue line. It's cut out. Fed on over to Ogle. Ogle into the zone. Leaves it off. Cross looking for a shot. A loose puck just wide of the net. Now banked off the glass up into the neutral zone. Jackalopes weaving their way through. And they had a puck there. They thought they had a man in the corner as well. Now they're going to reset. Eastbrants looking for a shot. Odessa will score here. Eastbrants with room to operate. Nobody there to cover him. And the alternate captain going to get the first one here tonight for the Odessa Jackalopes. Well, Jack Eastbrants with the goal, assisted by number 17, Nicholas Paracelli. The Jackalopes go up 1-0 here. And they play a little bit of spoiler to the Amarillo Wranglers home opener here. Zadi. And the Wranglers ready to get back underway here. Landon Poe with it. Feeds it up to Azadi. Azadi to loose puck in the corner. Azadi looking for Vic. Vic resetting this one around. Loose puck scooped up. Bollinger was looking for Vic down low. Puck's going to bounce off of Vic. Everybody kind of losing it for a second. A little bit of some pinball action going on here. Now Azadi winning this one back in the zone. He's going to go down, not enough to draw anything. So the Wranglers having to get back defensively. So they're going to suffocate McPherson there on the blue line. Puck does find its way behind the net of Peterson. As the Wranglers called now for an icing. They're going to have to wait to make that change here now. 13:56 remaining in the first period. Shots 4 for the Jackalopes, 2 for your Wranglers. Jackalopes up 1-0 after that goal there from number 16, Jack Eastbrants. All ready to get back underway here. Zadi, Jeremy Jacobs on the face-off. Barry weaving his way through. Sends it down low to Jacobs. Jacobs looking for a feed. Yoshi looking for a pass behind the net. Yoshi Met by Landon Poe. Poe fighting for this puck. Yoshi sends it through to Toms. Toms fumbles the puck a little bit. Cruz Smith looking for a feed over onto the opposite wing. Poe to the loose puck. Pass cut out. Jacobs had it for a second. Now Miller sending this one forward. Miller frees it up. Haggerty with it. Haggerty looking for a feed. She finds a shot. Davis keeps it out. And just not enough mustard on this one. Haggerty and someone from the Jackalopes going to collide and topple onto each other. Puck sent down low. Now Haggerty with it. Haggerty in his first game for the Wranglers looking to make an impact here. He's made a pretty good start to life for the Wranglers here tonight. Jackalopes going to have to leave the zone. Jacobs looking for that zone entry. O'Rourke's got it now for the Wranglers. O'Rourke into the zone. Leaves it off for Miller. Miller looking for a shot. Just not enough on it. Looks like there might have been a stick in there from Thomas. Now that shot attempt. Zamakiev's trying to get to the puck as he's going to be pushed off this one now. Jackalopes looking to reset this puck on over. Cut out. Wranglers looking to keep it active down low. Gordon, now O'Rourke with it. O'Rourke, face-off circle, feeds it down low. Looking for Chandler. Chandler, Domakiev's! Oh, and just barely. Domakiev's had a good look, but kept out by Davis. Well, we'll get an offensive zone face-off here for the Wranglers. Well, we talked about both these teams kind of looking to create a little bit of a spark offensively. They're the two teams in the South Division with the least amount of goals for. Jackalopes with lone goals so far this game. Vic frees it up. Jackalopes sending this one out of the zone. McCorster scoops it up. McCorster having to deal with an awkward pass. And now Koval battling for this one. Couple hits in. Odessa staying with it in the zone. They're going to find a man in the slot near the top of the face-off circle. Loose puck behind the net. Paracelli bullied off this one. And we're going to get a whistle here. I'm going to say a puck up and out of play, and we're going to get a media TV timeout as well. Well, the West Texas Wranglers are letting the Odessa Jackalopes have it. They are creating quite the ruckus here behind that bench for the Jackalopes. Now the Jackalopes seeming to be unfazed by that as they currently lead 1-0 here tonight. Well, taking a look. Scores around the league really quickly before we get back out here for this defensive zone draw for the Wranglers. Self-division action, Oklahoma Warriors up 1-0 with 4:07 left in the first over the El Paso Rhinos. Two teams in the mix of kind of that, like we talked about, 2 through 8 tight-knit pack of just a point or two separating everybody. Well, Ty Azadi and Nicholas Paracelli on the face-off here inside the Wranglers zone. Landon Poe to the loose puck. Bollinger looking for a feed over into the opposite corner, looking for Vic. Vic battling his man in the corner. And now Smith tying his man up onto the boards. A scrum, Vic trying to help out. Vic pushing a man out of the way in the process. Poe trying to shovel it up and out. Loose puck scooped up. Azadi just trying to get it going forward. Wranglers, they want to get a little bit of a change here, but they got to get back now and make that change quickly. Poe. And now Hedquist looking for Bollinger on the wings. And a couple bodies tied up on that wing there. Hayden Hedquist going to reset this puck. A little bit of a dump into the corner there. Allowing for that final change. Landon Poe going to go to the bench. Jackalopes looking for a feed. in the neutral zone. Hedquist looking to send this one up and out. Does just that, but it's tossed back into the Wranglers' corner of their zone. McCorster losing the puck in the corner. Tobbs keeping this one in, sending this one around the boards. Puck's going to leave the zone. Haggerty in pursuit of Barry. Barry waiting behind the net of Davis. Oh, we're just having a standstill here. Barry still with it. Haggerty trying to get his way back there. Now this one dumped all the way into the corner. Icing is going to get called, so a whole lot of nothing out of Jackalopes looking for something. We'll get an offensive zone faceoff for the Wranglers here in just a second. That loose bucket that's been in the corner for about 8-9 minutes finally cleared off the ice. Jetler winning the draw. Wranglers looking for a quick shot. Fortin. Jetler looking for a shot. Saved, kept out on a loose puck. Damakievs was looking for an angle there on that shot, but he was tied up in the crease. Great look there from Jetler. Puck kept in the zone. Toss it over. Damakievs looking for a one-timer. Kept out on the pads of Davis. A good look there. Jetler well going down. Keeps his puck into the corner. Jackalopes looking to get this one up and out of their zone. It's kept in. Damakievs, but now offside's waved away there, and a shot ricochets off of Davis, and a loose puck down. No shot kept out by Davis again. Davis with two big saves, and Jetler trying to free this puck up. O'Rourke scoops up the loose puck in his own zone. Feeds it to Damakievs. Damakievs, fancy footwork from Damakievs. He's into the zone. Loses the puck. A little bit of a bounce to it right now, as there is a traffic jam in the Odessa Jackalopes zone now, as the Jackalopes looking to get up ice. Looking to send this one behind the net. Of Peterson, a loose puck down. Long shot, a big save by Peterson. Jeremy Jacobs just had Peterson to beat. Peterson able to stand tall and send this one up and out of play. Diazzotti and Jeremy Jacobs on the face-off here in the Wranglers zone. 9:06 left in the first period. Jackalopes up 1-0. Oh, I got a loose twig, and now it's Bollinger with it. Bollinger slows it down, looking for a feed. Hedquist was calling for it. Azadi scoops it up. Azadi shuffles down low into the corner, was looking for a pass. It's a Vic. That one cut out. Giyoshi into the zone, looking for a pass. This one's going to go into the far corner. Vic to the loose puck, feeling some heat. Sends it up to Bollinger. Toss back into the Wranglers zone now. Carcer sending this one in to the zone. Azadi to the loose puck. Weaves his way for a shot. Scores! Ty Azadi ties it up. Diazzotti with a little bit of some fancy tango footwork, able to weave his way through, stays hot in the crease, and ties this game on up at 1 apiece. Drew Smith with the assist there, and we'll have to see if Landon Poe gets a secondary assist as well. We're just waiting for the ice to get cleared of all objects here before we get back underway. Jacob Miller winning this faceoff. Smith sending this one behind the net of Davis. Davis leaving off his defenseman. Jackalopes chipping this one all the way into the Wranglers zone. Poe looking for a feed up and out. Larson chipping this one into the neutral zone. Miller in pursuit. Miller to the loose puck. Miller tangled up at the blue line. And now a shot sent behind the net of Peterson. Alex Thomas had a good look there. Nobody was covering him at that moment of the shot. Jackalopes looking to reset. They thought they had a man down low in the slot. Fortin just a little bit. Not enough oomph under that one to get his way past. O'Rourke behind the net. O'Rourke slows it down. Waiting. Sending it on over. Fed up to Gentler. Gentler into the zone. Gentler weaving his way through. Fancy stick handle there from Gentler. Sends it into the corner. Fortin back to O'Rourke. O'Rourke looking for the shot. Davis keeping this one out for now. A loose puck down low. A little bit too far for Damakiewicz, who's right there in front of net. O'Rourke looking for a feed. Fortin dumping this one into the corner here. Delayed offsides. Actually, it looks like we're just going to get an icing instead. Looks like they were maybe going to wave that one off, but instead we'll get Wranglers with a face-off inside their own zone, so that line change going to have to wait. We'll take this one on the glove side here of Trent Peterson. Alphonse Gentler and Paracelli on the face-off, and a shot. Big save for Peterson, loose puck, oh, and it's in. Puck just was hanging around there after Peterson made the stop, and no one there to help out. Odessa Jackalopes going to find the back of the net here, restore their lead. We'll have to see who that is with the goal. It appears to be Loveland. So Meckler Loveland getting the second goal of the night for the Jackalopes. Ty Azadi and Luke McPherson to get us back underway here. Jackalopes looking for a feed into the zone. Dumped out. Bollinger pressuring. Koval getting a piece of this puck. Azadi sending it back into the Jackalope zone. Reset on over. Ishbrance looking for a feed. Finds a feed. Koval with a nice hit there. Eventually his man does go down, but Corster to loose puck behind the net of Peterson. Bollinger battling for this one on the wings, cuts it up and out. Now Bollinger waiting patiently. He's got McCorster, and he will elect to go to McCorster. And looks like we're going to get a penalty. Maybe not. It looks like we were. Oh, we are now. It looks like McPherson is going to be the one in the box. Well, no, never mind. There is no penalty. Though this is all sorts of confusing. They call a, not really sure what they're calling here. Guess just an offsides. They had a thing up on the board for a penalty. Icing waved away. Haggerty in pursuit of Esperance. Esperance looking for a feed out of the zones. Finds Gyoshi. Gyoshi finds Arrington. Arrington wrapping it around the boards. Puck behind the net of Peterson. Poe sends this one up and out. Wranglers going for a quick change. A little bit dump and chase. So this one's all the way up into the mesh and netting behind the net of Peterson. So we'll get a face off in just a second here. Take this face off the center ice here. Alphonse Gentler will be on this one. Michael Zach across from him. 5:50 left in the first period. Jackalopes up 2-1. Edquist tossing it into the corner. Fortin to the loose puck. Thomas with it now. Sends it up and out of the zone. Gorster feeds it up and offsides. Go the Wranglers just barely, as we're going to be taking this one to center ice, it appears. Alphonse Gentler will be on the hand for this one. Michael Zach again across from him. Gentler winning this one. Feeds it back. Hedquist Sending it around the boards. Davis got a piece of it with his paddle. Thornton to the loose puck. Looking for a feed. It's poked away. Odessa freeing this one up. They're not out of their zone just quite yet. Now they are. Zach feeding this one into the corner. Icing waved away. McCorser laying ahead. Hedquist to the loose puck. Damakiewicz feeds it over. Gentler into the zone. Looking for a shot from range. Scooped up by Davis. Offensive zone face-off here in just a second for the Wranglers. Well, Wranglers leading in shots with 10-6. Odessa Jackalopes leading where it matters the most on the scoreboard right now. 2-1 is Zadi. Unable to keep that face-off in the control of the Wranglers. O'Rourke scooping it up, tossing it back into the corner. Davis out of his net. Feeds it on his paddle. O'Rourke battling through traffic. And a loose puck down low, scooped up by Barry in the faceoff circle. Barry. A little bit of give and go here. Now Paracelli finding a man on the opposite wings. Puck sent behind the net of Peterson. It's too far for the paddle of Peterson. Odessa to loose puck in the zone. Now battle for this one here. It's too far for Gregory to keep in. Jackalopes into the zone. Wranglers going for a change. And a fan shot there. Is now this one falling off of a skate post, sending this one up and out of the zone. Miller having to retreat to kickstart this Wranglers team. Feeds it off to Larson. Larson on over to Poe. Poe looking to get his way through this neutral zone. Stays with it. Feeds it into the corner. Larson trying to keep this one in. Puck's going to ricochet off the skate back into the zone. Everybody losing the puck. Now it's Miller to it. Miller feeling some heat and some pressure. Scooped up. Shot. This one sent high. Gets stick on it. Daniel Kruaszewski with the shot attempt there. And the puck out of play, so we'll get a face-off here in the Wranglers zone in just a second. Jettler winning the face-off. Smith and Peterson having to come out of his crease to help get that puck going a little bit. Smith to the loose puck. Feeds it up and out. And Damakiewicz trying to get to this puck first. Does just that. Keeps it. Feed on over. Oh, and kept out. Davis keeps it out. Thornton had a great look there. Well, Davis looks like he read that one all the way through. Knew Thornton was alone on an island near that back door there. So Davis denying Thornton for now, but a great look there between the duo of Damakiewicz and Thornton. Ty Zadi will be on the face-off here for the Wranglers. Bollinger looking for a tough angle shot, almost snuck its way through. Gyoshi trying to get his own entry. Delayed offside. Zadi with a nice hit there. Wranglers resetting back to McCorster. McCorster sending this one into the corner. Icing waved away. Toms sends this one up and out all the way down ice. As icing will get called here. Now we'll go back to the Odessa zone in just a second for a face-off. .309 left in the first period. Jackalopes up 2-1, 6 shots on net for the Jackalopes, 12 for the Wranglers. Face-off controlled and won by the Wranglers. O'Rourke looking for a shot and kept out. Blocker save there from Davis. Now O'Rourke crouching, keeping this one in control. Davis going to kick this one into the corner for Barry. Barry, as this puck's going to deflect off of the skate all the way back down to Larson. Larson treating behind the net of Peterson. O'Rourke looking to kickstart this Wranglers team. And a puck tossed into the corner. Schaefer with it. Schaefer feeds this one into the zone. Davis scoops it up on his paddle. Puck's going to leave the zone. Wranglers almost going offsides in the process. Poe trying to chip this one forward a little bit. Odessa looking for a feed, and a tough angle shot there kept out by Peterson. Puck behind the net. Jackalopes pivoting. So they're going to toss this one back down low for Zach. Zach in the corner, looking for a feed on over. Falls back to Zach. Schaefer looking for some help from Larson. Poe looking to lay a little bit of a pressure check onto his man there. Is now Haggerty. Feeds it into the corner. Miller looking to lay a big hit. Does just that. Odessa free to scoop this one up. Stolen away by Damakievs. Damakievs down low in the corner to Miller. Miller feeds it around. Opposite corner, Damakievs. Held up. Not enough support there. Wranglers were not ready to overcommit on that corner pursuit. Smith wraps it around the boards. Falls off a stanchion awkwardly. Miller takes his man down, and he's going to get called for a penalty now. And the Chorister's going to get a piece of this puck. So with 1:30 left in the first period, Captain Jacob Miller is going to be going to the box. Wranglers going shorthanded here now. Well, 30 seconds separating the time on Miller's penalty. And game clock here. As this one's going to go up and out of play here. So Miller, 2 minutes for boarding here. Zadi on the drop. Verzelli feeds it on back to the blue line. Odessa looking for a little bit of give and go. This one's chipped all the way back into their own zone. Toms with the puck. Sends it on over to Loveland. Loveland into the zone. Met on the wing there. A nice hit by O'Rourke. Loveland still down. 1 minute remaining in the first period. Barry with it. Looking for a shot. Hedquist with a good stick in. Ties his man up. Verzelli feeds it on back to the blue line. Loveland with it. Loveland. From the point, a shot sent just wide and high. McArthur looking for some support. Now, Damakievs sending this one up and out of the zone. 35 seconds left in the first. Toms gonna retreat behind his own net. Yoshi now out there with Arrington for the Jackalopes. Jacobs into the zone. Jacobs looking for a shot. Denied by Peterson on the pads and sent out of the zone by McArthur. 15 seconds left in the first period. Ishbaran scoops it up. He's got one goal here tonight. Looks like he's going to break his twig in the process. And this is going to be a huge break for the Wranglers. Ishbaran's just kicking it with his skate. Time's going to expire on this period here. 30 seconds left of a penalty to kill off for the Amarillo Wranglers. So they'll start with Captain Jacob Miller in the box for 30 seconds to start this second period. Jackalopes up 2-1 over the Wranglers after one. Goals from Loveland and Ishbarance for them, and a goal from Tayazati for the Wranglers. 13 shots on net for the Wranglers, just 6 for the Odessa Jackalopes. So we'll be back in just a little bit as we'll have some little bit of a scores around the league update and see if we have any of the guys available to hop on for a quick word or two about that first period there. So you've been listening to Amarillo Wranglers hockey on NHL TV and the official Wranglers YouTube channel as well. Thank you so much for tuning in so far, and we'll be back in just a little bit. welcome on back, folks. We got guests up here with us. And you want to go ahead and let everybody know who you are? I mean, because we got some more folks tuning in than when you were here before.
Yeah, so this is me, Danilo Dolan. I'm back on the mic.
That's such a good like little tagline there. Dolan back on the mic. That was snazzy. You got a future in this, I tell ya. So, Dolan, take us through that first period. We're out shooting Odessa 13-6, but we're down in terms of goals, and it really kind of seems like another one of those games where things just aren't going our way in terms of luck. I mean, Peterson on that second one makes a save, can't really hang on to it. It's kind of one of those like hard shots to hang on to, and the pucks just land there. We don't have anybody there, and we've had a lot of good luck. So you think this is kind of one of those games where it doesn't start our way, and we're knocking on the door, and that door is going to eventually break down?
Right. So I would say, honestly, just we need more net presence and just driving the net. The boys are doing a great job of shooting the pucks there, but from what I've seen so far, we need more net presence. Because if you go hard to the net, one is going to go in. And it all starts from the one. Then second, third, and we're going for the win.
So obviously, penalty's not fully killed off yet, but the PK has looked good so far in this first minute 30. Really, how important is it to just kill this penalty off as a little bit of a momentum booster going into the second period?
I mean, when you kill a penalty, it gives the guys on the bench the new drive, the second breath to go in and like work even harder as they were working before.
All right, well, Dolan, thank you so much for joining us back up here. Dolan on the mic, joining Danny on the mic. That's a pretty sweet
on the mic, you know.
Well, I appreciate you joining us up here before we get ready to get back underway here, and maybe in the next intermission we'll have somebody else joining us up here, but appreciate it having you back on the mic again. Thank you. Well, 30 seconds of a penalty to kill off on Jacob Miller. And take a quick peek at scores around the league, specifically the South Division as well. Oklahoma Warriors up 1-0 over the El Paso Rhinos. 19:40 left in the second period in that one. The Corpus Christi Ice Rays up 1-0 over the Shreveport Mudbugs. 2:12 left in the first period. The New Mexico Ice Wolves up 1-0 after one over the Lone Star Brahmas. Those are your scores around the league for this division here tonight. And obviously this one, 2-1 Odessa Jackalopes lead after one. And we're back underway for the second here now. Rance feeds it onto the wings. And a nice hit there from Poe. On Bollinger to scoop this one up and toss it all the way back down to Davis. 11 seconds left until the penalty of Miller has expired. East Bronx looking for a feed. Jackalopes into the zone on that feed, looking for a shot. Tough angle shot, loose puck. Net is off in the process as well. So only 3 more seconds until Miller is out of the box. Well, we talked about it. Really, so far this season, the PK for the Wranglers has been very stout. Obviously, last weekend in OKC, a little bit of a different picture. Tazati on the face-off here. Buriselli across from him. Zotti winning this one. Penalty kill off. Miller out of the box now. Richards tossing this one back into the Wranglers zone. Smith with it. Looking for a feed. Loose puck. Miller trying to get his way past one. Jackalopes tossing this all the way back down into the Wranglers zone. Peterson out of his net. Feeds it to Poe. Poe. Puck stuck behind the net. Jackalopes feeding it back to Richards. Richards looking. Loose puck down low in the crease. Now Bollinger to it. Miller into the zone. Over to Larson. Larson looking for a shot. Miller getting a piece of it in the process, trying to tap this one into the back. And then another shot from Miller. This one kept up. Davis. A couple good looks there from the Wranglers on Miller. Schaefer to loose puck. Shipping this one up on the wings. Glove down. Jackalopes going to go off sides. Big break there for the Wranglers. They just had one back in that zone. So we'll We're going to neutral zone face-off in just a second here. Welcome on back, folks, to Amarillo Wranglers hosting the Odessa Jackalopes. 3-game series this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Tomorrow's game, 7:14 p.m. start time, and that Sunday game, 6 p.m. start time as well. Puck all the way back down into the Jackalope zone. Icing going to get waved away. Jackalopes from their own zone. Going to find a feed on over. Baricelli. Pull it off of by O'Rourke. Loose puck into the corner. Schaefer looking for Miller. Awkward ricochet off of his skate. Now it's Kuziski with it. Kuziski looking for a shot. Big block there from O'Rourke. Loose puck. Miller in a foot race with Barry. Miller getting a piece of it. Puck held up on the boards there. A little bit of a small scrum. And it's a party at the blue line. Haggerty trying to send this one forward. Jackalopes back with it. Barry looking for a feed. A little bit of a dump and change there. At least 2 new members for the Jackalopes out there on that change. Schaefer sends this one up out of the zone. Met near the blue line. Peterson calling for O'Rourke to the loose puck. O'Rourke finding Fortin. And we got a linesman down and Gentler to the loose puck. Gentler winning this one. Gentler looking for a feed on over. O'Rourke with it. Looks for a shot. Oh, and kept out. Good look there. Now Gentler to loose puck. Gentler staying with it. Gentler trying to find some support. Puck banked off the glass and out. But now Fortin to the loose puck. Fortin. And the Wranglers in the zone. Gentler trying to help out reposition on this battle for it. Fortin steals it away. Fortin. Oh, and just losing it barely. Great tenacious work there from Fortin, though. And now Zayak with it. It's taken down hard. We got 2 colliding. Zayak's bucket is off in the process. He's got to go to the bench. It's a yard sale here tonight. Great little give and go. Zadi chipping it into the corner. Vic trying to get a loose puck. Davis is far out of his crease. Well, he's able to send this one up and out of danger for a minute. And now Arrington is looking for a little bit of a pass. We got a whistle here now. Looks like we're going to have offsides now on the Odessa Jackalopes. We'll get that face-off in the neutral zone here. Taz, Zadi, and Jacobs on the face-off here. Jackalopes with it. Kiyoshi looking for a feed on back. Arrington wraps it around the boards. Kept in at the blue line by Fortin. And a loose puck now scooped up by Bollinger, unable to send it up and out. And looks like everybody lost this puck for a second except for Peterson, as it is held onto by him. Well, both teams getting a little bit of a change here on the ice. 16-16 left in the second period. Well, it's been quite a long time since, until now, that the Jackalopes have been able to register a shot. Again, we talk about it. Wranglers leading in the shot total, but on the scoreboard, they're down 2-1. Miller, as they're going to tell him that he went early on that face-off there. They're going to toss him from it. We got a little bit of a shoving contest that's going to be dispelled by the officiating crew here. We're back underway. Now Haggerty will be on the face-off instead of Miller. Pariselli winning it, tossing it back, and a shot from distance. Loose puck. 2 tied up. Haggerty with it. And they're going to wave the icing away. It looks like they were going to call it at first. Everyone kind of losing this puck. Haggerty trying to battle for it while going down. Jackalopes trying to feed it over to Gregory, but it's now Schaefer keeping it in. Puck down low in the corner. Larson with it. Larson whacking away at it. Looking for some support. Schaefer looking to get back defensively. Running his man into the boards, allowing O'Rourke to scoop this one up. Fed on over, Haggerty. Keeps it, feeds it, Miller. Weaves his way through. Miller has it poked away. A 3-on-1 for the Jackalopes. And a shot, and it's in. The Jackalopes will find the back of the net. Wranglers caught on the odd man rush here as the Jackalopes are going to extend their lead. Well, we talked about how they really hadn't found any shots on net until that. McPherson making his shot on net there count as he'll net the third of the night for the Jackalopes. Oh, they got a puck that was tossed onto the bench, and we're going to have to assume that's Luke McPherson's first goal in the North American Hockey League. Usually when you see that, that's what that is for. Puck up and out of play, and some work to do for the Wranglers here tonight. Well, so far this period, until that odd man rush that found a puck into the back of the net for the Jackalopes, it's been a good period so far for the Wranglers. Jackalopes just making their shots count so far here tonight. Poe. And the Wranglers unable to get up and out of their own zone now. Peterson out of his net to Smith. Smith finding Cross. As this one's going to get waved now for icing. We'll go back to the Wranglers zone for the face-off here in just a second. Raskin on the face-off. Jackalopes looking for a shot. A big block there by Smith. Lays the body. Denies any potential goal scoring opportunity for the Jackalopes. Jackalopes back with it. Looking for a feed. Scooped up. Richards looks for a shot. Just a little bit wide. Richards and Gentler. Excuse me, that's Cross. Now it's Fortin with it for the Jackalopes. Fortin chips it into the corner. Smith instructed by Peterson to the loose puck. Pass cut out. Now Smith getting some help here. Raskin looking to help out. Jackalopes back with it. They have Richards as an option man on the back there. Shot, big save there by Peterson. Ogle unable to get the loose puck. Wranglers scrambling and a loose puck in the crease. And this one's behind the net. Peterson was trying to get his glove on it. Wranglers the other way. Ogle sending this one behind the net. Wranglers looking to go for a change. Cut out by Cross. And Cross laying a hit in the corner as well. Arrington, cross ice feed, scooped up. Jackalopes into the zone. McCorser ties his man up. Loose puck scooped up by Fortin. Looking for Damakiev's cut out. And Jackalopes having to wait now for that zone entry there. McCorser wraps it around. And a puck behind the net now. Peterson. Gorser to the loose puck, waits, feeds it over to Fortin. Fortin looking for a feed into the zone of Damakiev's. Davis sending this one up ice. Jackalopes through traffic, coughing off the puck now. 3-on-2 for the moment. Fortin slows it down. Pass on over to Gentler. Gentler having to reset. Looking for a feed on over to Schaefer. Now it's a 3-on-2. Schaefer looking to get back. Arrington. Pass on over. Shot! And a good save there by Peterson on his blocker. Schaefer looking for a feed. Finds Fortin at the blue line to Damakiev's. Damakiev's losing the puck. Eastbrons. And a puck bouncing back into the zone. Schaefer with it. Schaefer was looking for something. Nobody there at home for the Wranglers in that corner. Vic was looking to send it down low. Barry and the Jackalopes. This puck in their own zone. Smith to the loose puck. That pass cut out. Bouncing puck, Azadi resets it to Bollinger. Bollinger sending into the corner. Gets past one. Looking to lay ahead on Eastbrons. A nice hit there. Poe And that puck was still bouncing. Gazzotti looking for a shot. Wranglers rushing that opportunity a little bit there. Poe has it cut out. Bollinger staying with it while going down. Help arriving. Vic there to help out. Gazzotti sending this one on over for Poe. Poe looking for Gazzotti. And now Gazzotti on over to Vic, and it falls between his legs. Paracelli and the Jackalopes the other way. 3-on-2 for the moment. Paracelli looking for a shot, blocked on the stick of Poe. And this one's going to go up and out of play with 11:26, so we'll get an immediate timeout as well. Jackalopes up 3-1 over the Wranglers. Well, welcome on back from the immediate timeout, folks. Wranglers currently down 3-1 on home opening night here from the Budweiser bullpen, Amarillo Civic Center. Nicholas Paracelli on the faceoff. Jacob Miller across from him. Loose puck scooped up by the Jackalopes. Reset on back to Toms. Fed on back to Toms from his defenseman. And now big save there from Peterson. Haggerty to Miller. Miller into the zone looking to weave his way through. Loose puck at center ice. Sent in by McCorser. Davis out of net, leaves this one off for his defenseman. A little bit of give and go here. McPherson, cross ice feed. Jackalopes looking for a shot, held on to. And a tough shot to have to hang on to there from Peterson, but is indeed able to hang on to this one. So we'll get a face-off again in the Wrangler zone here. Both teams going for a little bit of a change. Gentler will be on the face-off here for the Wranglers. Alex Thomas across from him. Well, Thomas, the left winger, not always taking face-offs, but coach and staff for the Jackalopes seen something they like out of him in practice clearly over these last week and a half, maybe. Davis. Almost cut out by Ford and Gentler. Laying a nice hit there. Loose puck. Damikiev's unable to stay with it. Wranglers having to retreat defensively. Richards sending it around the boards. A little bit of a battle for this one near the bottom of the face-off circle. Toss back down low. Richards finding a pass. Cut out. Damikiev's laying a body there. Now fed on down low. Jackalopes sending this one to the cross corner. Chandler trying to feed this one through. Puck caught in a skate. Poe and Smith trying to help out on this scrum. Jandler scoops it up and out. Wranglers looking to get men up ice. And a feed to Fortin as they're going to call the Wranglers offsides. Fortin in disbelief here. Oh, right idea, unfortunately the timing just not there. Face off in the Wranglers zone here now. Ty Zadi will be on hand for this one for the Wranglers. And Jacobs across from him. Zadi winning this one. Loose puck in the corner. Vic to it. Vic to Bollinger. Bollinger looking for a quick rapid fire shot. Davis keeping this one out on his pads. Gregory with it. Gregory. Cross ice feed scooped up. Jackalopes into the zone. Just Peterson to beat Peterson with a big save. Now Schaefer looking for a feed. Bollinger sending this one into the zone. Jacobs with it. Bollinger staying with him. Takes his man down into the corner. Bollinger to the loose puck. Looking for some support. Schaefer electing to skate back instead, and we're going to get a whistle. Jacobs going to be going to the box here. Wranglers going on the power play now. Well, Jacobs trying to plead his argument in his case here. And this is a Wranglers team that struggled so far this season on the power play. But when you're at home, you got the crowd behind you. You're down 3-1 at home on home opening night. This is when you need that energy from your home crowd to kind of resonate with you on this power play here. It's a big opportunity to put yourself within one. Oh, they're going to toss Jacob Miller out of the face-off circle as he's going to tell Larson to take his spot instead. Larson wins it. Smith on over. Ogle to Miller. Looks for a shot, and this one blocked in traffic. Ogle keeps it in at the blue line. Feeds it on over to Smith. Back to Ogle. Ogle. And a loose puck behind the net. Smith keeping this one in the zone. And a shot just wide there from Miller. Smith keeps it in. Waiting patiently. Feeds it down low to Haggerty. Haggerty. Smith. Ogle looking for a shot. Loose puck deflected in traffic. Jackalopes off ice. Barry. Feed on over into the zone. Barry receiving this one. Jackalopes looking to go for a quick change. Haggerty resets it back to Ogle. Wranglers, they want some new personnel out onto the ice for this power play. Jandler out there with Azadi. Miller getting swapped with Bollinger. 62 seconds left of a power play. Azadi weaves his way in, slows it down, pivots, over to Gentler. Gentler. Schaefer. Azadi. Back to Schaefer. Schaefer. Thought about letting one fly. Now Schaefer back with it. Back to Azadi. Azadi in the face-off circle. Feeds it on over. Gentler. Gentler lets one fly. Blocked down low. Bollinger still trying to recover, and a puck down ice. 32 seconds remaining of a power play for the Wranglers. Azadi feeds it on over to Schaefer. Schaefer turns back to Bollinger. Damakiewicz feeds it in to Azadi. Azadi top of the face-off circle to Schaefer. Schaefer. Schaefer back with it. Azadi feed on over, and Damakiewicz had one teed up. Damakiewicz, they're going to go to Azadi instead. 6 seconds of a power play. Azadi shakes his man off. Azadi slows it down. Azadi still with it. Azadi behind net. Azadi feeling some pressure. Jackalopes kill this one off, and now the Wranglers have to retreat defensively. They cough up at the puck at the blue line. And a shot dealt with by Peterson. Damakiewicz got a piece of the puck. Now Jackalopes down low, looking for a feed, cut out. Damakiewicz. Well, the Wranglers cough this one up. Top of the face-off circle. Now the Jackalopes do the same. Bollinger the other way. Just the goalie to be shot. Oh, and it's set high on the paddle of Davis. Well, another good look there for the Wranglers. And now here's another good look. Larson with it. Into the zone. Stays with it. Feeds it on over to Miller. Miller taken down, penalty drawn. Wranglers going on a power play, but they got this puck at their stick. Ogle, loose puck, held onto by Miller. Peterson going to the bench. Ogle, Zahedquist. And now the Wranglers having to leave the zone now. Oh, this one's going to get the stick of Esperance onto it. So now power play time for the Wranglers. Well, they had a few good looks last outing, but to talk about, you really need to make them count in these kind of situations. Giosi in the box for 2 minutes. 6:11 left in the second period. 18 shots for the Wranglers so far here tonight. 13 shots for the Odessa Jackalopes. Miller, Haggerty, Larson, Smith, and O'Rourke out there for your Wranglers. Power play unit number 1. Looking to get to work, making a 1-goal game. Miller winning this one. Great job by Haggerty keeping it in. Smith having to backtrack a little bit. Feeds it down low. Haggerty was looking for somebody. Now Smith scoops it up, has it poked away. Miller. He's going to go into the zone. Behind net, Miller looking for a wraparound potentially. No room to do that. Smith to O'Rourke. Back to Smith. Smith to Haggerty. Haggerty weaving his way behind the net. And nobody there, but Miller able to send it back to Smith. Smith to Miller. Miller down low. Haggerty. Shot. Scores! Jacob Miller! Oh, captain, my captain. Jacob Miller scooping up the puck from Haggerty to bury one into the back of the net to make it a 1-goal game. Well, we talked about making the most of your opportunities in your first game. And Caden Haggerty has done just that. He has been electric so far this game. He has had multiple great shifts and able to provide that spark there for Captain Jacob Miller to put that one into the back of the net. Well, we're just getting the ice cleared up here before we get back underway. 5:33 left in the second period. Oh, we talk about making it count. How about that for making it count? Oh, back underway we go here. Alphonse Gentler with Jeremy Jacobs across from him at center ice. Well, we're going to have to wait here, and now we're back underway. Tomakiev stick tied up. So Richards free to scoop this one up and into the zone. Loose puck sent into the Jackalope zone. Forden for the Jackalopes. Giving this one back. Jacobs looking for a feed, finds a man into the zone. Jackalopes looking for a shot, big save by Peterson. Tomakiewicz sends this one into the zone. Wranglers bench wanted a penalty. Arrington looking to feed this one up. Toss now back in by Ogle. Forden battles for it. Sends it back to Smith. Smith tossing it into the corner. Wranglers looking to go for a quick change. They got to get back defensively. Smith and Poe. Back. Shot. Big save by Peterson. Reels it in on his paddle and hangs on to this one. So we're going to get a face-off in the Wranglers zone in just a second with 4:40 left in period number 2. face-off controlled by the Jackalopes. As they fumble this one near the blue line. Azadi finding a pass to Bollinger. Bollinger has Vic. Bollinger slows it down. Looking for a shot, blocked in traffic. Eastbrown's got a piece of that one. Catalano sending it into the corner. And this one chipped on over to Bollinger. Bollinger looking to chip it into the neutral zone. Vic with it. Vic sending it behind the net of Davis. Now banked off the glass into the neutral zone. A bouncing puck. Poe stays with it. Azadi scoops it up. Looking for Vic. A little bit of some pinball action going on here in the neutral zone. Now it's Azadi with it. Azadi into the zone. Slows it down. Looks for a shot. And that one blocked. Now Vic to the loose puck in the corner. Was looking for a work. This one's going to trickle all the way back into the Wranglers zone. Peterson far out of his crease. Hands it on off. And this one all the way down ice. Icing waved away. And a fumbled puck. Almost calamitous for the Jackalopes. Now Schaefer looking for a feed. Odessa to the loose puck into the zone. Finding a shot there, and that one sent just wide. Barry scoops it up. Ricocheting off the body of Miller. And looks like we got a penalty upcoming on the Wranglers here. Oh, they just made it a one-goal game, but now they got to go to the box for 2 minutes. And Caden Haggerty going to be into the box now. Going to get called for probably a high stick if I had to guess. Looks like that stick was a little bit indeed high on that passage of play there. So a minute 21 separating time on the penalty to kill off and time remaining in the second period here. Tazadi winning this face-off in the Wrangler zone. And looks like this one's still hanging in the air. Toms. Top of the face-off circle. Jackalopes looking for a man. Back door, and that one arriving awkwardly on the skate of Barry. Had a yawning cage to work with as Peterson was still recovering. Scrum in the corner. Wranglers happy to keep this one going. Bollinger deep into this scrum. Puck freed up. Ogle getting a piece of this puck. Wranglers looking to create another scrum, and Jackalopes going to send this one into their own zone now. 121 and a penalty to kill off now for the Wranglers. Toms into the zone, denied any entry and cleared all the way down ice by Ogle. Davis out of his net. Damakiev's pressuring, trying to steal this one away. Jackalopes into the zone with some speed here. Jacobs with it. Left the puck back, and Fortin going to send this one all the way back to Davis. 45 seconds. Little penalty to kill off for the Wranglers. 3-2 Jackalopes lead. 2 minutes remaining in the second period. Eastbrons feeds it around the boards. Peterson got a piece of it with his paddle. Bollinger fighting for this puck. Puck behind the net. Poe running his man out of room. Face-off circle. Pass. And the Jackalopes not really able to find anything. Got a twig flying in the air. We got another scrum in the corner as well. Well, this one looks like it might be just enough of a scrum to kill this one off. We're going to get a whistle now. Scrum was going nowhere. Jake Bollinger, again, just hanging out in the center of that scrum. Three seconds left until Haggerty is out of the box. Gentler will be on the face-off here inside his own zone. McPherson across from him. Puck scooped up by Richards. Looking for a shot, blocked in traffic by Gentler. Wranglers kill this one off. Wranglers hunting for this puck. Gentler getting a piece of it. Drives it into the corner. Stays with his man, Schaefer. Trying to poke away at it as well. Jantler tying his man up. 1 minute remaining in the second. Wranglers the other way. Can they tie this one up going to the intermission? Damakievs to Fortin. Fortin has it stolen away. Jackalopes the other way. Looking for a shot. Good stick in there by Schaefer. Fortin to Gentler. Gentler to Damakievs. And Gentler taken down. He's going to win a penalty for the Wranglers with 35.1 seconds left in the second period. On stick taps there from Schaefer as he is very happy. That was a very good shift from that crew there. Able to win a penalty and go on the power play here now. Well, Captain Jacob Miller on the draw here. Jeremy Jacobs across from him. Loose puck in the corner. Larson gets a piece of it while taking down Miller. Sends it on back. Ogle to Smith. Smith down low. Haggerty. 20 seconds left in the period. Smith to Ogle. Down low to Larson. Larson to Miller. Miller. Oh, and he had Haggerty right there. Just a little bit too much hot sauce on that pass. Haggerty with 8 seconds in the period. Smith looking for a shot just in wide. Still a little bit of time. Ken Ogle and the Wranglers find a shot before time expires. They will, but it's kicked aside by the netminder, Colin Davis. So when we come back, 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining of a power play for the Wranglers here, as they are currently down 3-2 after 2, but an opportunity to tie this one up heading into the third period. Well, we're going to step away for a little bit here, and when we come back, the start of the third period. welcome on back, folks. Joined up in the broadcast booth by, yeah, you're on, you're good. Joined by alternate captain Daniel Resega. Daniel, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I mean, obviously, you're probably a little bit gutted that you're suspended for the home opener, but you guys are still here supporting the boys tonight. So kind of take us through this game so far. What have you observed so far for 2 periods of play?
You know, it took us a little bit to get our feet under us. I thought we had a great first period, but second was a little slower, but you know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So if we come out and have a good third, I think we could take it.
Yeah, and so the power play so far this season hasn't been really connecting at times. You saw the first power play opportunity, really nothing there, and that second one, we get the goal. I mean, really, like you or of anyone else would know, it doesn't matter how you score, it just matters that you put the puck in the back and that it doesn't need to be super pretty and fancy.
No, it does not. It just needs to get there somehow, and you know, that's what we did, and they scored, and that's better than our power play has been most of the year, so no complaints from us upstairs.
Now, defensively, really kind of the whole conversation after Oklahoma City was preaching from Michael Hill of we didn't block enough shots. So far tonight, it looks like we've done a really good job with the shot blocking so far. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's been very good. Everyone's sacrificing for these home fans, so it's great.
And then you're a big PK guy yourself. You love being on the PK. You actually scored a shorthanded goal in OKC. What is it about this team's penalty kill that gives it the platform to succeed every single time it's out on the ice?
Everyone just wants to work hard who's out there. There's not, I mean, we have great systems for our PK, but it's all about the hard work. So, and that's what the guys are doing out there tonight, and that's why it's working.
Well, Daniel, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, we'll take one more quick step away from the mic here, this intermission, then we'll come back for the start of the third period. Well, Captain Jacob Miller is ready to lead the boys out onto the ice. Meanwhile, netminder for the Odessa Jackalopes, Colin Davis, leading his side back out onto the ice here as they get ready for the start of the third period. Well, really, both netminders so far tonight have made a lot of big, important saves. And really, that's kind of how we've gotten here so far. Both teams have kind of had a little bit of some lapse in judgment moments, but at the end of the day, really that's one of the big pillars that you have to rely on in a game that's super close like this. is your goaltending. It's a one-goal game as the Odessa Jackalopes lead 3-2 over the Amarillo Wranglers here live from the Budweiser Bullpen Amarillo Civic Center. Well, it's a minute and 25 remaining of a power play for your Wranglers here to start this third period. And we talked about the power play a little bit ago with alternate captain Daniel Rasega. Unfortunately, he was unable to play tonight, doing a little bit of media duty here as he's serving his suspension. But it'll be good to have Daniel Rasega back. And we talked about he's kind of one of those key pieces for this team's penalty kill as well. And this has been a Wranglers team where you got some new faces in the lineup tonight due to some suspension. So you're seeing for the first time Caden Haggerty, Alexander Raskin, Kalen Cross, and Gunnar Vick. So a handful of new Wranglers for tonight getting their first game. Well, it's the start of the third period. This is what it's going to all come down to. It's a one-goal game. Your Wranglers starting with a power play. First, they got to find that zone entry here. Cruz Smith feeds it back. Ogle. Smith. Ogle. Finds Haggerty. Haggerty looking for a feed. Steered aside, ricocheting off of Smith and back into the Wranglers zone. Ogle sending it on over. Smith to Haggerty. Haggerty wraps it around the boards. Too far for the netminder, the Jackalopes. Davis watching onward from his crease. Some pressure applied to Ogle. Loose puck. Smith with a good stick in. Smith getting another piece of this puck. And now bouncing puck. Jackalopes back with it. And now Smith, great job defensively. Wranglers looking to slow this one down, but he's ready to go. Smith, it's just him so far. Line change for the Wranglers. Bollinger there with Azadi. Azadi and Bollinger looking to create a little bit of a spark here. Keep this one in the zone, and Odessa Jackalopes will do that for the Wranglers instead. Puck up and out of play. Oh, only 18 seconds left of a power play for the Wranglers to work with. But still a whole period of play on tap here. Azadi on the faceoff for the Wranglers, and we're going to get a quick whistle. They're going to take Ty Azadi out of the faceoff circle. Jake Bollinger will take his stud. Faceoff controlled by the Wranglers. O'Rourke at the blue line. Pivots. Feeds it back. Bollinger to O'Rourke. Puck stand in the zone. Toss down low in the corner for Vick. Vick held up on the boards. Time dwindling, and time's going to expire on the penalty of the Odessa Jackalopes. They're going to kill this one off. Wranglers unable to find anything on the man advantage. And a puck turned aside. Bollinger staying with it. Bollinger, great work. Sends this one into the zone. Vick held up onto the boards. Wranglers able to create some space. Bollinger wanted to go for a quick change here. Jackalopes looking for a little bit of a dump and chase. Peterson with it on his paddle. Finding Schaefer. Schaefer to Ogle. Ogle whacking it around. Now a little bit of a battle for this one. Azadi scoops it up. Finds Vick. Vick tossing this one into the zone. Wranglers looking to go for a full sail change. Jackalopes held up in their own zone. Loose puck. Steered aside. Fortin keeps this one in the zone. Fortin down low. Got a man down in the corner. He's currently suffocating that puck while going down gentler to the loose puck. Fortin battling for this one. Zach looking for a feed up and out. Jackalopes on a connecting pass, and they're going to find that zone entry. Matter with a shot. And we got a loose bucket as well. Peterson hanging on to this one, and we'll get a face-off in the Wranglers zone. 17:22 remaining in the third period. Wranglers down 1 goal, 3-2 lead currently for the Odessa Jackalopes. Well, and it's really gonna be who scores next that's gonna tilt the balance of this game either way. It's not been a game of a whole lot of shots. 19 for the Wranglers, just 16 for the Jackalopes. So in a game with very few shots in total, the importance of that next goal is going to mean that much more. Well, Miller tying up his man on the faceoff. Haggerty chips this one down ice. And we will now get the call for icing. Larson unable to beat that one out. And back to the Wranglers zone. We'll go for another faceoff here. We're going to take this one to the glove side of Peterson here. Jackalopes going for a quick swap on the man they want in the faceoff circle. Jackalopes right in the faceoff, looking for a feed down low into the slot. Fortin looking for a shot, and a big paddle save there from Peterson. A couple bodies down low for the Jackalopes, and we're gonna get a whistle. Looks like the net is off. So we're gonna face off, staying here inside the Wranglers zone. Miller on the faceoff, McPherson across from him. McPherson going down, shot, this one sent wide by Fortin. Odessa wrapping this one around the boards. Fortin keeps it in the zone, sends it down low. Behind the net of Peterson. Smith looking to get to this one first. Smith laying a hit, tying his man up. Miller doing the exact same thing on the backboards. Poe and Smith trying to shovel this one out. Might be locked in a skate. Jackalopes staying with it. They're going to send this one back around the boards. Toss down low in front of the net of Peterson. Steered aside. Haggerty controlling it. Wranglers finally able to get a change. They've been pinned inside their own zone for some time. Puck tossed behind the net of Peterson. Arrington trying to keep this one with himself. Miller setting it up. And now puck high up into there, gloved down by the Jackalopes. We got another bouncing puck. Everybody not wanting to overcommit and get called for a high stick. Puck stalled at the blue line now. Vic got a piece of it. Now tossed back in. Peterson out of his crease. Feeds it to work, a bouncing puck scooped up by Zotti. Zotti looking for a feed to Vic. Toms with it, Toms sending it back around the boards, Peterson. Hang on to this one, was looking for a work. Now Zotti to the loose puck on the wings. And a deflection off the skate of Vic with that puck. Wranglers have to turn tail and run. Delayed offsides waved away. Barry resetting the Jackalopes. Another puck behind the net of Peterson, and Peterson going to reset this one. Gentler with it. Excuse me, that's Domakivs. Fortin trying to cut this puck out. Ogle and Gentler trying to keep this one outside of the Wranglers zone. Peterson back out of his net yet again. Hedquist bouncing puck. Hedquist stealing it away. Domakivs feeds it off the boards. Fortin while going down, able to buy some space for Gentler to reset. Back to Hedquist. Fortin into the zone, feeds it on over. Domakivs looking to find Fortin down low. Jackalopes looking for way out of their zone. Ogle, a nice little hit. Gentler resetting the puck back to Hedquist. Hedquist. Domakivs going to dump this one into the corner. Wranglers looking to go for a change. Miller out there with Poe and Smith. Poe to loose puck. Feeds it into the corner. Wranglers looking to get that change. And now they got Haggerty out onto the ice. Haggerty tying up his man on the wings. Domakivs sends it back to Smith. He's looking to go for that change as well. Miller with it. Miller has it poked away. Haggerty keeping this puck near the corner of the Odessa Jackalopes zone. Miller trying to extend in. Puck breaks free, kept in the zone. Smith has it cut out. Poe and Smith looking to get back. Poe with a good stick in. Larson, bouncing puck floated in the air, and Odessa has it down low and now held onto by Peterson. And a little bit of a scary moment that's going to raise some hairs as Peterson able to get through that little hectic passage of play with the puck safely secured. It's going to be another line change for the Wranglers here. They're looking to keep these lines fresh. Zotti will be On the draw for the Wranglers, McPherson across from him. Both forwards with a goal here tonight. Bollinger finds Schaefer. Vic getting a piece of this puck. And icing should get waved away, but they're gonna still call the Wranglers for the icing here. Looks like Vic got enough of it, but looks like one of those awkward ones where maybe just kind of hard to see from that angle. McPherson and Azadi on the faceoff in the Wrangler zone now. Azadi tying his man up. Loose puck scooped up. Jackalopes looking for a shot just behind the net. Vic finding Azadi. Azadi. Here's the Wranglers into the zone. Stays with it. Pivots at the top of the faceoff circle. Feeds it down low. Bollinger in the corner. Bollinger. Over to Schaefer. Schaefer down low. And this one kept out by Davis. Schaefer. One-timer. Shot. Blocked in traffic. Loose puck in the crease. Vic unable to find a shot. Bollinger getting a piece of this puck. Jackalopes suffocated at the blue line, and they're going to call the Wranglers offsides in the process. 13:15 remaining in the third period. Jackalopes still up 3-2. Wranglers looking for a spark here. Jacobs and Jetler on the face-off in the neutral zone. Jetler winning this one. Puck's going to deflect off of the linesman's skate. Jacobs looking for a feed on over. Ogle safely securing this puck, getting it out of harm's reach. Fortin with it. Fortin banks it off the boards. Jetler had the puck for a second. Now the Jackalopes looking to break out. Jacobs met by Fortin. Puck tossed around the boards. Peterson sending it on over to Ogle. Ogle stays with it. Not going to deflect off the stick of Fortin. Jackalopes looking for another zone entry here. Peterson yet again out of his crease. And a turnover in front of net. And the net is also off as well. Another scary moment here. Well, Peterson able to steer this one aside on his paddle. Well, net is back on. So we got another face-off here inside the Wranglers zone. 12:33 remaining in the third period. Captain Jacob Miller will be on the draw for this one. Thomas across from him. Miller winning the face-off. Puck hanging around on the boards. Ogle banks it off the glass. Barry resetting the Jackalopes. Jackalopes into the zone. Barry looking to get down low. And the net. Loose puck scooped up by Ogle. Ogle looking for Haggerty. Pass cut out. Thomas looking for a shot. Tough angle shot there sent high. Koval to the loose puck. Sending it down ice. Well, Odessa was going for a change. Icing going to get waved away. Davis was far out of his crease. He went on a little adventure to Timbuktu and back. Now Larson wrapping it around the boards. Puck held in the zone and shot behind the net. Haggerty looking to help out Poe, tying up his man. And now we're going to get a whistle here. Poe going to go to the box for 2 minutes. We're going to tee him up. Looks like they're going to get him for interference here. Well, this is going to be a really important penalty kill for the Wranglers. Down a goal, down a man for the next 2 minutes. Tyazati be on the draw for the Wranglers. Nicholas Vericelli across from him. Very important 2 minutes of play here. Jackalopes finding Loveland. Loveland. So they're going to get Pover holding Azadi, blocking that pass, sending Toms back into his own zone. Toms feeds it on to Loveland. Loveland sending it behind the net of Peterson. Peterson Trying to bank this one up and out of the zone onto the boards. Schaefer tying his man up in the corner. Now Rourke helping out, a little bit of a scrum developing here. Bollinger trying to reposition. Puck has been pried out of that scrum. And everybody kind of unable to lay claim to it. Now it's Loveland with it. Loveland running out of real estate. Tosses it back to Toms. And a great block there from Bollinger. Loose puck into the corner. Tyazati to it. So he's going to send this one all the way down ice. Wranglers able to get a change here now. Hedquist out there with Miller, Damakievs, and Ogle. 53 seconds of a penalty to kill off for the Wranglers. Jacobs and the Jackalopes into the zone. Looking for a feed. This one going behind everybody. Jackalopes still staying with it. Looking for a shot, and they score. Thomas finding the back of the net. Wranglers, as they have their shape that they kept so well during the PK, evaporate for just a moment's notice. To Odessa, 10:18 left in the third period. We talked about how important that next goal is going to be for both these sides. Bow looking to send this one up. Jackalopes tossing it in. Giyoshi in pursuit. Pass intended for Fortin, cut out. Fortin for the Jackalopes finding Jacobs. Jacobs down low. Giyoshi leaving this one on the side netting. We got a couple bodies down behind the net in the corner. Smith trying to get to loose puck. Puck's going to poke in the opposite corner. Poe trying to tie his man up. Fortin scoops it up. Fortin with some speed weaves his way through. And the late offsides on the Wranglers. Fortin trying to get out of the zone. All up on the boards a little bit here. Bollinger tossing this one into the zone now. Jackalopes toss it behind the net of Peterson. Peterson gives this one up, and Azadi right place, right time. Able to send this one down ice. Icing going to get called now. Wranglers going to have a face-off inside their own zone in just a minute. Zadi and McPherson on the face-off inside the Wranglers zone here. 9:08 left in the third period. Wranglers down 4-2. Bollinger scoops up the loose puck. As support arriving, Bollinger weaves past his man. Bollinger looking for a man down low. Had Schaefer. That one just a little bit behind Schaefer. Vic looking for a lane to work with. Odessa winning this puck back. Tanking it off the boards. Puck down ice. Vic looking to get in a foot race. Vic beating out the icing. Vic turns, looks for a lane to work with. Puck down low. Falls through traffic. Ogle scoops it up. Feeds it to Zadi. Zadi looking to reset from the blue line. Has it caught up in a skate. And Odessa going to cough up this puck in the process. Puck around the boards. Haggerty to the loose puck in the corner. Tossing it down behind the net. Larson unable to stay with it. Captain Hedquist looking for a shot. Got the loose puck and held onto by Davis. Well, Haggerty had a good look there, but Davis, right place, right time. Well, we're going to have a quick media timeout, and we'll be back in just a moment. we're back underway here from the Budweiser bullpen. Wranglers trailing 4-2 to the Odessa Jackalopes here on home opening night. Boys looking for a little bit of a spark here. Puck in the crease, sneaks for Haggerty, and this one kept out. Oh, another good look there from the Wranglers. Now the Jackalopes the other way. Bottom of the face-off circle. They're looking for a lane to work with. Barry, high net, looking for a feed. Hedquist scoops up the loose puck. Turned over in the neutral zone. Hedquist back with it, resets it to Ogle. Miller dumping this one into the zone. Wranglers looking to go for a change now. Matar finding a man on the wings. Jackalopes into the zone, staying with it. And a shot steered aside on the paddle of Peterson. Sent back behind the net. No Peterson. Poe looking to send this one up onto the wings here. And we're going to get a whistle. Well, Wranglers gonna go on the power play here now, and with 7:24 left in the third period, down 2. This is when you need your power play to click. Domikevs, Bollinger, Gentler, Azadi, and Schaefer out onto the ice now. Azadi on the face-off. Jacobs across from him. Zadi winning this one. Puck tied up. Domikevs scoops it up. Feeds it on over. Schaefer. Toss back to Schaefer. Schaefer to Gentler. Gentler looking for a shot. Blocked in traffic. Kicked into the corner. Azadi to Schaefer. Finds Gentler. Gentler. And a feed ricocheting off the stick of Azadi. Jackalopes looking to send this one up and out. Bollinger. Along Schaefer to scoop it up. Gentler slows it down. Goes back to Schaefer. Azadi with it. Schaefer from the blue one. Looks for a shot and a loose puck. And it's now held onto by Davis. Minute 23 remaining of a power play for the Wranglers here. 6:47 left in the third period. Jedler now on the face-off. Jacobs across from him. Domikevs finds Schaefer. Shot. Scores! Alphonse Jedler jams one into the back of the net. How sweet is it from the Swede? As we have a one-goal game now. Well, we're gonna clear the ice here really quickly of all the stars. Now we talk about the importance of getting your power play going. Alphonse Gentler able to do just that. Well, 6:41 remaining in the third period. 4-3 Jackalopes lead. Wranglers looking to use that as momentum to galvanize themselves to mount a comeback here. Miller And McPherson on the draw there. McPherson and the Jackalopes. Awkwardly bounces off a stanchion. And Peterson able to hang on to it. It was a little bit of a scary situation there. Lucas Schaefer with the assist on Alphonse Gentler's goal. 6:32 left in the third period here. Miller and McPherson on the face-off inside the Wranglers zone here. Well, Miller's gonna get tossed from the face-off circle. Larson inserted into the face-off in his stead. Puck's tied up and sticks are tied up. Jackalopes keep it in the zone. Barry. And a shot, big save there from Peterson. Poe to loose puck in the corner. Chips this one all the way down ice. Puck's gonna fizzle out. Icing waved away. Miller getting a piece of this puck. Poe tying up his man Schaefer to loose puck in the corner. Puck turned over. Jackalopes behind net. Looking for a lane to work with. They've got a man opposite top of the face-off circle. McPherson. Each runs, loses it. Miller. Oh, and he had daylight ahead of him. The puck got just kind of caught up. Puck into the corner. Tossed up. Domakiev's trying to extend his stick out. Keep this one in the zone. Ship into the corner. Icing waved away. Puck around the boards. Cut out. Toms. Sending it behind the net. Schaefer to loose puck. Schaefer scoops it up. Finds Domakiev's. Domakiev's. And the Wranglers out of the zone now. Domakiev's into the zone. Taken down. O'Rourke looking to reset. Finds Fortin. Fortin chips it into the corner. Puck tossed back down in the Wranglers zone. Hedquist looking for a quick feed. Finds pass on over to Domakiev's. Domakiev's gets it to Fortin. Wranglers having a retreat for the moment. Poe looking to get to the loose puck in the corner. And a shot. Big save there from Peterson. 4:42 left in the third period. Wranglers looking for that game-tying goal here. We're just getting a quick new puck here before we get back underway. Ty Zadi will be on the face-off inside of his own zone. Nicholas Paracelli across from him. Puck tied up. Down ice it goes. Bollinger turning on the afterburners. Icing waved away. Bollinger to loose puck. Wins it. Looking for a feed. Sends it back to the blue line and it's going to go down and it's going to stay there. But the Wranglers sheepishly commit a penalty. Well, with 4:26 left in the third period and down a goal, Schaefer is in the box now. Well, these next 2 minutes are going to be massive for this Wranglers penalty kill here. 2:26 separating penalty and game clock. Tazadi with Jacobs across from him. Jacobs wins this one. Ishperance, top of the face-off circle. Jacobs. Zadi cutting this one out. Still finds its way down low. Giosi looking. Tries short angle shot. Got stopped by Peterson. Jackalopes. Skate down. Thomas. Behind that looking for a feed. And held on to by Peterson. And now it's Zadi sending this one up out of the zone. 30 seconds killed off so far of the penalty. Jackalopes feeding this one into the zone. Fans calling for Jackalopes to be off. Looking for a feed down low, steered aside. Thomas keeps it in, sends it over to Jacobs. Jacobs looks for a shot, sends this one wide. Wranglers have it stopped at the blue line. Jacobs, top of the face-off circle, pass over, and a muff shot behind the net. And not sure what we're gonna get here. We got a whistle just the net off a tiny bit. That's all it appears to be. Miller on the face-off. A minute left of a penalty to kill off. Miller wins this one, sends it onto the boards. O'Rourke tied up behind net. Bariselli feeding it on back. Damakiev's cutting it out for the moment. Jackalopes still down low. Now a scrum forming with 46 seconds left of this penalty to kill off. Hedquist and Miller caught in the thick of it. O'Rourke trying to help out. Miller looking to reposition. Jackalopes feed it on back. Now over to Loveland. Loveland resets it. Shot through traffic blocked. And now another shot sent wide. Well, the Jackalopes bench is trying to say that Peterson took the net with him. Whether it's intentional or not, puck is still not in the back of the net, so we play on. 25 seconds of a penalty to kill off. 2:51 left in the third period. Miller on the face-off inside of his own zone. Winning the face-off. Jackalopes losing the puck. Miller trying to free it off ice, unable to. Loveland wrapping it around the boards. 13 seconds left of a penalty to kill off. Tom's having to reset the Jackalopes from their own zone. 5 seconds until this penalty has expired. Jackalopes toss it all the way down ice. And icing is going to get called here. So Wranglers kill this one off, an important one at that. And now they're going to get an offensive zone draw here. 2:22 left in the third period. Wranglers need a goal to tie this one up. Well, Trent Peterson was looking over at the bench asking if they want him to start there with an offensive zone draw, but Wranglers not taking any chances. They want to see what they can do here, and now we're going to get that timeout. And you have to imagine with this timeout, Wranglers drafting up something on their playbook. And Peterson maybe starting on the bench and an extra attacker out there. Oh, he's still hanging out on the ice, so looks like he'll start on the ice at that. Still waiting for the boys to get back for an offensive zone face-off here. Now they're being whistled away from the bench. Well, looks like Trenton Peterson's going to climb onto the bench here. So Peterson pull out a net, extra attacker out there for the Wranglers. 2:22 left in the third as they're searching for that game-tying goal. And Peterson, all he can do from now is just watch on. The extra man gamble. Can it pay off for the Wranglers here tonight? Miller winning the faceoff. Azadi with quick feet on back. Smith. And this one up and out of play, and a lucky souvenir for a fan. Well, puck possession is going to be the most important thing here for the Wranglers with Peterson pulled for that extra attacker. Miller on the faceoff. Jacobs across from him. Puck into the corner. Haggerty trying to tie his man up. Jackalopes looking to send this one out of the zone. Wranglers looking to keep it in the zone. And this one's going to go down ice and into the corner. Icing going to get called here now. 2:05 left in the third period. Wranglers extra attacker out onto the ice hunting for that game-tying goal here.
Be sure to visit the customer service booth to purchase his post-game skating wristbands to have the chance to skate on the same
Miller on the face-off. Jacobs across from him. Bouncing puck. Everyone kind of losing a puck behind the net. Haggerty looking for a feed. This one caught on the net. Smith keeps it in the zone. Smith looking for an opportunity, and a loose puck jammed on the pads of Davis, and a bouncing puck. It's everywhere but in. It's in the corner now. Ogle steps up, keeps it in the zone. Shovels it down low. Haggerty scooping it up. Down low shot, just a little bit wide. And now a big hit there. The Wranglers cough up the puck. And Jacobs has got it. Jacobs spins down. Jackalopes still with it. They cough it up. Larson to the rescue. Finds Haggerty. 1:25 remaining in the third. Haggerty into the zone. Sends it into the corner. Weaves past his man. Looking for the arriving cavalry now. And this one sent into the corner. Fortin looking to contest his man. Fortin looking for some support. Scrum forming. 1:10 left in the third. Well, Wranglers gonna go to the box. Well, it looks like we should be having offsetting penalties here, and we are. And just talk about losing your cool for the Odessa Jackalopes. They had a power play, but now they're gonna be going to the box. Well, neutral zone draw here, and this is a really important one to win with your net empty. Well, it would normally be 4-on-4 right now, but with an extra attacker out there, it's a 5-on-4 for the Wranglers. Alphonse Jantler, with a goal here tonight, will be tasked with a face-off inside the Jackalope zone. And we're going to have a redo of this one here. Looks like just a quick score clock operation that needs to be dealt with. 1:05 left. Ooh. That's not what was meant to happen. 1:05 left in the third period here. Now we got a 10:08 left on the clock on accident here. Well, while we wait for all to get sorted and situated, let's take a look at some scores around the league, specifically the South Division at that. Well, we got some OT on tap at the Blazers Ice Center. Oklahoma Warriors and El Paso Rhinos. 3-3 currently in that one. Corpus Christi Ice Race up 2-1 over the Shreveport Mudbugs. 4:46 left in the third period. Elsewhere, at the Outpost Ice Arena, New Mexico Ice Wolves up 3-2 over the Lone Star Brahmas with 5 minutes left in the third period. Well, we're still getting this sorted here, so we'll take a look at some other scores going on in the league. Minot Minotaurs up 4-1 over the Aberdeen Wings after 2. Wisconsin Wendigo, my old stomping grounds, up 3-2 over the Minnesota Wilderness with 8:06 left in the third period. Wilderness are off the hot start this season, 12-1-0-1 to start the season so far. North Iowa Bulls winning in overtime over the St. Cloud Norsemen, 5-4. Springfield Junior Blues with a 4-2 win over the Janesville Jets. Bismarck Bobcats with a 2-1 OT win. Well, got 1 minute on the board here. Actually, 1:08, sorry, that is getting cut off by a piece of metal, holding up the mesh netting behind the net. And, well, now we have some more scoreboard issues going on. Well, the 5 out onto the ice for the Wranglers, having a quick chat about what they're going to do with this 5-on-4. Peterson pulled, like we said a little bit ago, it would normally be a 4-on-4 right now. extra attacker out there for the Wranglers. 68 seconds to find an equalizing goal. Alphonse Gentler on the draw. Home opening night. Puck launched on ice. And this one's going to go into the corner. Well, it looks like they weren't going to call the icing at first. Now they will. Interesting. 56.4 seconds left in the third period. It's still Gentler on the face-off. Puck in the corner. Jackalopes to it. Domakiewicz scurries back. Feeds it on to Gentler. Gentler and the Wranglers with 45 seconds to work with. Gentler looking to kickstart the boys. Up ice. Gentler into the zone. Feeds it on to Davis. Loose puck. Scooped up by the Jackalopes. As this puck's going to go all the way down ice. And we'll get that whistle for icing now with 30.4 seconds left. Well, Captain Jacob Miller on the face-off here for the Wranglers. Well, looks like we're going to get maybe a timeout here. Looks like the Jackalopes going to take a quick timeout. .4 seconds left. Wranglers, extra attacker on the ice. Needing a goal to tie this one up. Well, the energy inside the Budweiser bullpen is loud, but also everyone holding their breaths as they await the next 30.4 seconds of play. Jackalopes out of their timeout, back out onto the ice. Wranglers sending out Fortin, Larson, Miller, Smith, and Ogle. The boys on the bench clanging their sticks in support of the five, looking to be heroes and tie this one up. Miller, 6 tied up. Jackalopes with it. Smith keeps it in, and looks like they're going to say it was, well, the fans wanting a penalty on Gregory. And they're not going to get it. I mean, they're just trying for anything at this point. I mean, you can't blame them. Really wasn't a whole lot to that. Well, 25 seconds left in the third here. Miller and the Wranglers looking for this game-tying goal. Well, Jacobs tossed from the face-off circle here. Fortin sends it back. Smith. Time dwindling here. 20 seconds. Smith to Miller. Shot held onto by Davis with 16.4 seconds left. And I don't hate the idea, but you got a man who is already kind of reading that shot selection all the way through. And Miller's going to get tossed from the face-off circle here. Well, they're going to have Fortin take this one instead. 16 seconds left in the third. Fortin tied up. Puck on Fortin. And now Jackalopes going to toss it down ice. And it's going to go wide. There's 7 seconds left in this one. they're going to keep 6.8 on the clock. 0.2 second runoff there. And this has got to be a pretty quick shot from the Wranglers here. And they got to win the draw at that, as they're going to unable to find anything here, as time's just going to expire. Wranglers fall just short of the comeback here tonight, as the Odessa Jackalopes will pick up a 4-3 win here. Well, 27 shots on net for the Wranglers and 23 on net for the Jackalopes. These two teams are back at it tomorrow, same time as tonight, 7:14 p.m. And we'll have both the NATV as well as the YouTube audio only feed on the official Wranglers YouTube channel. So Wranglers fortunately falling on home opening night, looking to kind of right that wrong here tonight, tomorrow night. But the Jackalopes skating out of here tonight with 2 points in the bank and a 4-3 win. Wranglers fans and Jackalopes fans alike, we appreciate you tuning on in. This has been Dan DeWeeden, Director of Media and Broadcasting for the Amarillo Wranglers, providing you the coverage of tonight's game between these two sides. Thank you so much, everybody, and I hope you have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.